you are bringing a full and complete package. When you don't feel that way, then you will be more accepting of the other person lacking in something because you know you're not working on something. But then years later, decades even later, there's resentment because they didn't have that. And now you have developed and grown, and your expectation or judgment on them is, well, you were supposed to fix that too.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Romance and Real Estate, where we
help you level up in life, love,
and money.
We back, y'all. We back. We missed y'all, man. So, for Black History Month, we were on Instagram going tip for tip. If you missed it, man, go back, check it out. But man, we back with some real good information. We're back with some more energy. And before we get started, I want to thank you for all the support.
Yes.
If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, give us some feedback. You know what I'm saying? If you don't agree, we welcome that. You know what I mean? We want your opinion. We want to understand how you feel and think, and maybe we could give you some insight or, even bring a different perspective to you. Yes. So welcome back, y'all.
Yes. Good to be back in the building.
Yes.
Cool. It's been a minute. Life been lifing.
What?
Yes.
Lord.
The whole life.
Life been lifing. Yeah. So, man, before we get started, I wanted to actually share something with y'all and you guys. I got something really excited. I partnered up with a local guy named Will Birdsong, and he is actually getting me licensed in home care and residential assisted living.
All right.
Yep. I'm making a pivot. And so with that pivot, I've decided to go into healthcare and real estate, as I'll be acquiring rental properties and building new facilities for the elderly. I'm focusing on aging and dementia patients. So I'm really, really excited. When I met Will, though, I was just like, man, how have you built your business? How do you get leads and things like that? And he was just like word of mouth. So, man, he's exposed me to so much information and so many things I could do with my rental properties that I was excited about the opportunity of working with him as he was getting me licensed, and we just got our permits and everything back here recently, that I was just like, look, I teach individuals how to get free rental properties in any market. So if I could teach people how to acquire these assets and you get them licensed in home care and assisted living, there's a possibility for us to tag team and show people how to accrue active income and passive income that's recession proof.
Yes. Yeah.
So we did that. We locked it in. I'm super excited. Yeah. And it's just going to be something that I think is really special. I think it's going to be unique. I think it's going to be a necessity. Yeah. And I think with the baby boomers getting older and things of that nature, it's going to be something that I think could actually empower people to obtain careers that they never thought that they could have.
Absolutely. And it's all about creating a new career path.
Yeah.
So are y'all going to do a beta program where y'all just want to teach a few people to work out the kinks?
No. So this,
yeah. Don't you think so? Don't y'all want to refine that? Don't y'all want to make sure?
So my system is player.
Nah.
My system is player. I have, go ask my students, man. If my students is on the video, man, let them know. But no, Will has a done for you service.
Perfect.
So it's so if you guys got careers, but if you wanted to jump into this field, I think it's so unique because he just has you fill out a sheet and a couple applications. After that, he makes your policies and procedures. He does all your sets up all your hiring paperwork, you know what I mean, and your business plan. Therefore, I think it's very, very unique, a very, very unique situation that we bring individuals into, because if they're trying to pivot, they don't have the time to actually invest to do all that. So the way Will does it is he just gathers information and execute it for you. 3 to 6 months later, you're now getting your permits, you're getting your Medicaid waivers, and now you could easily, slowly transition
Yes.
You know, and and you don't have to stress about dealing with the, you know, municipalities of the government, and et cetera. So I think it's pretty dope. You know what I mean? So we're excited, man. We're excited.
Well, congratulations. It really sounds like you all have so much roadway to just grow.
Yes.
Grow. And that's really what jumped out at me just in the last few seconds when you were explaining this, is because you both were so skilled in your individual areas, right? You was like, your system is ready. His is done for you. There was no question about what each of you bring to the table.
Yep.
No doubt.
Right?
No doubt.
You both came with expertise in your fields, and it's complementary. And so when you get together, boom, it's just explosion, and it's going to provide so much value for your future investees and students. So that is sensational.
If you're watching this, the link is going to be called ALF Experts, ALFexperts.com. So you'll see it under the video, but you know what I mean? Tap in if you're interested into getting into home care and assisted living. So like you're getting basically like a 3-in-1 because you get the real estate piece. You know what I mean? So like we're excited. Hit the link and tap in.
First of all, that's going to be crazy because you know most of our clients are in the medical field already.
Yes.
And they're watching romance and real estate. So I can already hear, especially a couple of S's evolution out of the AL, did you say F as in facility? Gotcha. Experts.com, because that's just going to be able to create synergy between what they were doing in their 9-to-5 and then how they're so eager to invest on the side. I have a few in mind.
Already at the top of my head. The one thing I really, really love, Eric, is you're talking about your new offering, your new partnership. And the thing that dawns on me is you have to be in a place of surety. Like I'm not afraid to step out on something new. I'm not afraid to see what else can be partnered with my expertise to take it to the next level. Yes, I'm good at what I do. Yes, I kill it in the game. And I'm a forever student, and I'm always growing, and I'm always learning, and I'm always open to the possibilities of seeing how this can be perfected. And it takes a surety in doing that. So I'm definitely applauding you.
And so with that, how did you know you were ready to move towards something different and like this level of a partnership?
So, you know, just to be transparent. So I've had her hair company now in 3 days, February 23rd, for 11 years. So I started in 2012, and we've had a lot of growth. We've had the endurance. You know what I mean? And so and shout out to everybody who's ever supported it. But I think that at my age, something that I really understood about business is that people no longer follow brands. People follow people. And in the industry of hair, I think it's very important for the person that owns the company and or is the ambassador of the company to be upfront. And I think that those are some of the most successful brands in that industry at this time. So I feel like that has been the weakness of the company here the last few years. We still have done well, but I think that I'm ready to now move on to something else. And I still want to give that and let it see it grow with the individual that could be up in the front of it to drive it and continue it going. So I been in negotiations with a couple of people to sell it. But in doing that, her hair company has always been my active income. And I've earned that way, and I've invested the money that I've earned
into the process.
So I'm always about, hey, have active and passive income. In this situation, this opportunity that I'm running into, I was prepared for it because my end goal was obviously to get apartments, you know, and grow my real estate portfolio as I build up the equity in rental properties. But when this came about, this knocked out two birds with one stone, meaning that it gave me the active income that her hair provides with the home care and residential assisted living. And I still could operate those out of rental properties and or other buildings. So I still would have the real estate component to build cash flow and legacy. So my exit plan was originally to do apartments. But when this came about, you know, the way we're going to set it up, we're going to get Medicaid waivers. Therefore, we're going to get paid by the government. So it becomes an even more recession-proof play. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. You know what I mean? I just needed the guidance and the mentorship that Will's going to provide and has been providing for me to make sure that I could scale the active side. Therefore, I could still fuel my passive income. And that's how I got here.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And so, you were able to assess your success and your accomplishments, your goals, your milestones. So you knew that you were ready to move into this direction. A question that we receive often is, how do you know when you're ready to date? Right? Mm-hmm. How do you even know when it's a good time to start?
Yeah.
And one of the things that we often mention, and we said it in our live, is when you can believe in what you're praying for.
Period.
Because sometimes people are out here saying, if it's a man, I really want my wife to be like this, or I want my lady to be like this. Because surprisingly enough, many men are like, I didn't really think about marriage before this. I was just out here. But this is what I want her to be like. This is what I want her to look like. But you don't believe it because of the women that you see, the women that are constantly commenting are all about, gimme, buy me, get all you got and move on to the next. So when you have that perspective that you're not able to, you haven't healed enough and shifted your environment enough. I know we're going to talk about that a lot. In order to believe in what you're praying for, then you're not ready. Also, when you haven't developed yourself enough to be able to confidently stand on your own, you're not ready. So your businesses, you built them, you allowed them to mature. You said they endured. That's a strong word. To endure. And then you were like, and even earlier when I was like, y'all gonna do it, baby? You like, my system is ready. It's good to go. My system is ready. It's good to go. Because of that, when you and Will, right?
Yep.
When you all were entering into initial conversations, you were able to be very confident about how you were able to add value to this.
Yes.
When you have an individual that is not confident in how they're able to add value, let's just use a simple example as like a credit score. They're nervous about having the financial conversation because my credit ain't right? So it's like, but am I ready to start dating? I mean, you can, but that's going to be a limiting factor for whatever you two might want to do together.
100%.
Let's say they want to go to ALF experts, right? Okay, we can teach you, and you're going to need to be able to acquire some things, and that's going to be a hiccup if the credit starts with a 4 or a 5.
100%.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there's some things that if we take the time, the season of singleness is not a time to be depressed, and it's not a time to just be sitting here waiting, like, when is someone going to show up? But serving, we believe serving God and serving yourself to build yourself so you feel confident that when someone else comes in and they have a great compliment to what it is you bring, you have transferable skills and you're ready to take that opportunity.
So, the truth is nobody's perfect.
Right.
Therefore, there's always going to be an area that they have to work on. You know what I mean? So how would you help somebody not be so hard on themselves though, right? Because I could have a 580 credit score, but life happened to me. I lost a job. I lost this and that, right? My focus should still be to get back on my feet. But, at what point, as you're getting, your credit repair done and you're working on some things, at what point, do you like ease up and tell an individual like, hey, it's okay to like date now? Because I feel like if we're looking at numbers, you can't date till you have a 700. That's kind of tough.
So let's be honest.
You see where I'm going with that?
I do. However, in our community, in our culture, and especially in our comments, I don't think that's the problem. I think the opposite is the challenge. We got people who have, Lord forgive me, too much self-esteem. Like they're like, I'm ready, I take me as I am, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, listen, you said nobody's perfect. That's true. When we enter into a relationship, we must always have the posture to expect and be accepting of growth.
Yes.
I'm going to grow. I'm going to continue to develop. However, if there's some things that you're carrying around as baggage, it's some luggage that's coming with you, you deserve to work that out before I come to you, because I'm doing my best to come happy, whole, and healthy. Yep. I want you to do the same, right? And are we going to be perfect? No, but I'm going to put forth my 100%.
Yeah.
When you know in your heart of hearts, this is a self-awareness conversation. If you know in your heart of hearts that you don't feel like you're able to bring your 100% because of whatever it is. We just said credit score. For some people, it's weight. Some people want to lose weight, gain weight, whatever. And so they're not physically comfortable in how they look. No one else said it's a problem, but you're not comfortable. Yes. You deserve to get that together because you need to feel comfortable that you are bringing a full and complete package. When you don't feel that way, then you will be more accepting of the other person lacking in something because you know you're not working on something. But then years later, decades even later, there's resentment because they didn't have that. And now you have developed and grown, and your expectation or judgment on them is, well, you were supposed to fix that too. You see what I'm saying?
Passive aggressive.
Yes. And that is a little evil that builds and kills over time. I'm trying to tell you. So I hear what you're saying. I don't think that's the more pertinent issue. I think the more pertinent issue is that we have.
So you mean to tell me that you'll get your hair done, your nails done, and your makeup done, but then you won't do anything to help you?
Girl, that math ain't matching.
No. So when is it going to be the time that we stop working on the outer things and start figuring out the inner things?
Girl, I think the time is now. And so for you, I'd encourage you to strut over, slide over, get on through, getandstaymarried.com. Because what we have for you is not just this great conversation like we're having today.
Yes.
But it's an entire community to help you know and love yourself, but focus on what we put in and what we put on. So all our clients have a personal stylist, a year with a finance coach, a flexibility coach, a sex educator, because there's a lot of people having sex,
but they not good at it.
Oh, don't let that be you. So go ahead, sis, slide on through, getandstaymarried.com. But for now, back to the show.
We have come through generations where everyone got a trophy if they participated.
That's it.
Got you.
And so the drive that some of us before that was implemented had to improve. Some of the later generations don't really have that.
No.
I got a question. So if you are in a relationship, a marriage right now,
yes,
and that person accepted that flaw, you knew you came flawed, and you could admit that to yourself.
Jesus.
Hey, Eric. Like, I know that, I know that my credit score was 500, but we never had that talk. So I didn't have to reveal that.
Right.
But I knew that I was going to get to the 750 I'm at today. I'm at the 750 I'm at today. But I knew that, I wanted her to achieve the same thing, but she ain't really got it yet. I accepted that. How do you coach the individual that allowed those things to happen, but now wants to critique that? How do you help them get past that?
The word that, people are allergic to is accountability.
Yes.
You have to be accountable to the decisions that you made at the time. Yes. And honestly, if a person realizes that, that's why we have Before Boaz, not just to help individuals who are single and desire to get married, but to help those who are already married recognize some very critical components that they didn't receive or work through before they said I do. Okay. So now, respectfully, you deserve to be accepting of some counseling, some therapy, some coaching, and not keep trying to do it on your own because you don't know what you don't know.
Yes.
So that's the first step, is you see it as the challenge that it is, right? It's not something that's insurmountable. It is something that needs some energy and some effort. And if it were you, for example, you probably don't have everything within you to deal with that.
Yes.
So that's step one,
100%.
is helping you recognize that you're going to need some help with this. Then step two is helping you get clear about why you accepted it.
Yeah.
And that's the step people want to skip. In our simple 3P process, the first P is to pause, right? And that's when it gets a little ugly and uncomfortable, because why did you accept that in her? If you knew you felt that way, why did you go?
Well, remember, in this example, I had a credit score that was poor too. So I didn't mind, that because I knew that I was working on mine.
Okay, so then why can't you extend to her the grace that you extended to yourself?
I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying this is my situation.
That's how it would go.
Absolutely.
So real quick though, I'm sorry to interrupt. You said 3 P's. The pause is the first. What's the second P?
Pivot.
Okay.
So first you pause. That's when you reflect and you recognize. That's a good quiet season, right? Okay. So you hear a lot of people say, I took a year off dating. I took a year to just grow. That's a similar element. Stop introducing new information. Let's deal with what we have right now. And let's help you understand why and how the decisions that you made before and the habits that you were employing before did not serve you. Okay. That's all that's in pause. Now that you realize, that didn't work so well. Now we can pivot. That's when we're really able to help, because that's when we're able to say, okay, so that strategy didn't work. How about we try this?
Okay.
And now you're more open and willing to do that because you realize that what you were doing isn't working. So that's the pivot. That's when we seek out and we strategize.
Okay.
This is where we actually give you a strategy and we stick with you so you can implement it. It's not just read a book. I learned it. Okay, I'm going to go do it. No, because the second time you try to do something new, you likely fail at it.
Okay.
And you need help and support. And then the third P, even though you didn't ask, that's when you propel. Now we can go forward with speed.
Gotcha.
The challenge is that people are trying to read something new and do it fast, and they're going too fast in the wrong direction and still not reaching the result. So they quit. So you got to intersect that and say, first, I'm going to recognize that what's happening isn't serving me. I don't like it. And if I knew how to fix it, I would have fixed it already. Okay, now I'm going to listen to somebody that I have rapport with, that I trust, that I respect. They have achieved what I want. What do you think is going to help me? And are you going to help me through it? And now, thank you very much. I got it. I'm going to do it fast.
Boom. Erica, can you give me an example where you had to practice the 3 Ps? Yes.
Life, honestly, even in career, like if you're thinking about your career and what you're doing, when you grow up with a certain mindset, and my particular mindset was I saw my mother grind her life away.
Yeah.
I saw her get it in. I saw her get it done. It was never not going to be done because that was the responsibility that she had on her shoulders. And if all fell down, it was going to be, I did my part to the best of my ability and I got the thing, even if I didn't sleep, even if I didn't eat. So then that mindset was, you have to do what you need to do at all costs. Unhealthy. And you don't know that it's unhealthy until you pause. And it was one of those moments where, and at the time I was young. I was 21, 22. I had 3 jobs. And I was coming home from a 3rd job and I was at a red light and I fell asleep. And I was like, now, again, my mindset is you want a certain type of life. You have to do. Right. Not I chose to do. I have to do what is necessary to get the type of life that I really, really want. And me depending on other people, I'm not gonna be lazy. I got 2 hands, I got 2 feet. I fell asleep at the red light. And then when I opened my eyes, I was like, this is dangerous. This is depleting. There has to be a better way than this.
Gotcha.
And it was at that moment I was like, I love my mother. And I appreciate my mother for everything that she showed me, everything that she has allowed me to have that she didn't have. Yeah. And I understood the goal. But I then knew that the method was flawed. And it wasn't until that moment of realization, like, you are depleted. I gotta stop. And I have to figure out what it is exactly that I'm doing. And once I figured out what my goal was, and that's something that you said, you knew what your end goal was. Yeah. We don't sit long enough to really figure out what the end goal is, and then allow the strategy to work towards the end goal. Right. We build strategy to work for the moments.
You know, so before we close out, I'm going to share something with y'all that I probably never said out loud.
All right.
So one of the hardest things in life is this. My mom worked at Roche Diagnostics. That's kind of like an Eli Lilly type of company for about 13, 14 years. So she had an associate's degree from IU Bloomington, and then basically got this opportunity. And she was working on her bachelor's throughout the time. But, you know, she was just enhancing her skills. But that technology was from like late 90s, early 2000s. So she lost that job, I want to say, in the early teens, to 2012, 2013 or whatever. And she was there so long and they didn't upgrade their technology like that to where when they cut that department off, she was almost like outdated in her information and knowledge, right? And so since then, I've always witnessed my mom work jobs, multiple jobs here and there. When I was okay, I was able to buy her home to kind of like kill some of that. But the truth is that I haven't seen her happy with her work life in so long because, you know, when you hear her talk, she always, man, I work my butt off. I work my butt off. And as I grew as an entrepreneur, I just, I actually function like my mom. So like I had a Kobe mentality. So it was just like, you know, by all means necessary. Like you won't find a person that outwork me. That's just really like it. So that mindset is kind of like comes, and athletics doesn't make it easy. And I was in the military as well.
Oh, you got triple whammy.
And so like I eat in 2 minutes. I get
shower quick.
Like, you know, so like almost like robotic, but the truth was in her hair and everything I was doing, I'm thinking like, you know, I don't care to have 7 streams of income, but I'm thinking like I'm able to, so I will. But the truth is condensing that and focusing in on certain things is in having the systems to work for you was really it. And so like what you guys are speaking on is some of the trauma that my mom has not been able to shake off because of lack of exposure and help from like ladies like y'all. And so for me, I haven't had your counseling, but I've been in groups to where I hear men get out of the Kobe mentality and understand that the Kobe mentality is not adaptable to everything. Right. Or your body will just fail you.
Can I offer something to that? The Kobe mentality works for a season.
Yes.
It was never meant to be implemented for an entire lifetime.
Yes.
And that's where we get lost, right? The finals come and then the finals go. Like you have to give your body time to recover, even as an athlete. If you go hard constantly, your knees give out. So these younger athletes that are coming up, by the time they're 19, 20, the basketball players, they've got knees that look like a 30, 40-year-old. Why? Because they didn't give their bodies any time to recover and rest as they were coming up in the Pee Wee leagues and the junior leagues and the AAU. So I don't have a problem with a Kobe mentality for a season, right? To achieve a certain goal, like you said, a certain milestone, a certain objective, and then give your body time to rest. And here's where I believe as a culture, we're becoming more informed and we're accepting about what wealth really is. There was a notion that wealth was having so much money and buying so many things. But real wealth, whether you're talking time or money or experiences, is choice. I don't have to. I don't have to do everything. I can choose what I'm going to do. And that's wealth. It's having the power of choice.
Got you. That's dope. That's dope. All right, y'all, man. I want to thank y'all for tapping into another episode of Romance in Real Estate. I was about to say first generation real estate.
Well, I mean, you know, it's all connected.
But you know what I mean? If these ladies watching or gentlemen need some help, you know what I'm saying? If your marriage is rocky, and you know you need just a little bit of somebody to help you with some self-reflections, to give you some tools to actually enhance and get to the level where you want to be in life with that relationship, where can I reach you guys at?
One of the best ways is to connect with us on Instagram. You can just type in my name, Shanoria, and my page will come up.
Or you can go to the Marriage Makeover on Instagram.
Cool. Now, ALF experts will be live by the time you watch this, so tap in, man. See y'all then. Till next time. Peace.